Hey guys, it's Katie. So I have a video at a new angle today, so I'm not even sure how this is going to turn out. But I really need to clean up this vanity. If you notice that you might notice, even though my background is really small right now because of my lens, you might notice that I'm no longer in that extra bedroom. So I moved my vanity into our master bedroom, because that's where the nursery is going to be. So we have a 3-bedroom house. It's a 3-bedroom and a loft. Our loft is our office, and I was taking up one of the extra bedrooms as like my own get ready space. But I'd rather have a guest bedroom in the house versus like a whole room designated to my makeup. I just feel like, I don't know. I don't really need it anymore. So now that I have this vanity in our master bedroom, I want to like minimize some of the things that I have in here, because it's just like I couldn't go through all this makeup if I tried. And so I want to just get rid of some things that might be a little old, a little expired, things that I don't wear anymore, things that are like way, like I hit pan a long time ago. Things that I hit pan a long time ago on and I just need to like part ways with. I know you can't see anything, but I feel like, I don't know, when I watch these videos, I get kind of bored of just looking in the drawer when people are doing them. I don't know, that might just be me. So it's just going to be like me and you talking like this, and then I will pull things out and I'll show you like what's in the little container, but I'll show my face talking to you. Does that make sense? For right now, I'm just going to go in with my concealers. I have like concealers and under eye products in this little clear acrylic container right here. And I don't use any of this stuff. Like I have like a random liquid highlighter in there too. But I don't really use a lot of this stuff. Like on the daily, I use my Too Faced Born This Way sculpting concealer. I really like that stuff, so I'm going to keep that. I don't really use Shape Tape anymore, but I'm going to hold on to it just because I do still like it if I'm really going for like a full coverage look. I am going to get rid of, these were sent over to me. They're the Hello Fab Bendy Avocado Concealers. I do really like it on like a super low coverage day because it's really lightweight. So I'm going to keep number 1 and number 2. But then I'm going to get rid of all of these darker colors that would never in a million years be like a concealer shade for me. And mostly because I was thinking of keeping these because the darker colors I could use for like contouring and stuff, but I don't use that. I don't do that. And especially I'm not going to do it with like a light coverage concealer. So I'm going to get rid of these. I have 2 shades of the Too Faced Sculpting. Hey, Lily. I have 2 shades of the Too Faced Sculpting Concealer, so I'm going to keep both of those because I use like one in the winter and one in the summer. So, and then, oh my gosh, this is so old and so expired. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I should back-to-MAC this, so I'm going to hold on to this just so I can back-to-MAC it, but that's definitely expired and definitely going goodbye. Okay, so I'm going to toss all these. I should get like a basket so I can see like how much I've actually decluttered. So I'll be right back. Okay. So this is ridiculous, but I'm actually going to put all of this stuff in a laundry basket because I don't have any baskets in my house. So those concealers are going bye-bye. This is another thing I'm going to get rid of. This is when I like just like exert like 1% of my energy, it's like you would think I just ran a half marathon. Whew. Okay. So this Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector is something that I kind of never really liked. I did a review on this a long time ago and I was kind of just like, eh. It just feels very heavy on the under eyes. And although it does brighten, like I don't need that much brightening under my eyes to constitute like something feeling really heavy under there. It's also quite tacky. So this was a product that I did use, but I didn't love. So I think it's time to go ahead and retire that. If you guys can hear heavy breathing, I promise that heavy breathing is not me, that's Sunny. Hey, are you winded too? So the next thing that I have in here is just a sample size of the Glam Glow Glow Starter Mega Illuminating Moisturizer in Nude Glow. This is actually really good stuff. Although I really like this, I wouldn't purchase it. Plus, I've had this sample for a really long time, so it is going bye-bye. And then this is pretty much out. This is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. There's like hardly anything in here, so I'm just gonna toss this. Now, as for concealers, I'm just left with these ones. I'm keeping the 2 colors that I used for the Born This Way Sculpting Concealer, 2 colors for the First Aid Beauty Concealer, and then my Tarte Shape Tape, just for, you know, that extra full coverage day that I will probably never have in the future. This is another thing that I'm getting rid of too, but like I said, I'm going to put that off to the side for back to macking it. So I have a couple more concealers that I just found in my foundation drawer. So before I go into the foundations, I'm going to share the medium 1 custard and light 2 vanilla NARS pot concealers. I've had these for quite some time, but I know that they're not expired yet, so I'm going to go ahead and hold on to these. I don't really use these under the eyes too much anymore, but I do use these like one would use a MAC paint pot, just to kind of like even out my skin tone on my eyelids and prep for eyeshadow. So I'm going to hang on to those and put them in my little concealer box right here. Now, this little tray right here was in this top drawer, and it has primers, foundations, setting spray, all that. This setting spray probably has like it's like pretty much done. And that smells kind of weird, to be honest, now that I'm putting it on my face. So I am going to toss this. It is going bye-bye. Now it's going to look like I'm legit sweating on camera. Okay. This I'm going to get rid of. This is the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. This was sent to me from Octoly. It was okay, but I wasn't like obsessed with it. It's just, it is like, has kind of like a velvety finish, but it's like not as good as the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. So this is something that I've had forever, and it's just time to say goodbye because I'm sure it's expired. This is the Murad Oil Control Mattifier SPF 15. If you have extremely oily skin, but you need a moisturizer, obviously, I would highly recommend this one. This one is actually really great. Murad products, I feel, are like really underrated. So if that was like brand new, I would keep it, but it's been a while since I purchased that. Okay. So now I have one last primer. This is the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. I do have a little bit of this, so I'm going to keep that. And then let's get into some foundations. I have a couple shades of the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I have the shade 5 and the shade 6. You can see that they are very different. One is more neutral, one is more of a golden olivey tone. I can use this in the summertime, and this is more like my winter shade. But I do really like this foundation, so I'm going to hold on to those, and they're not expired. They're both newer, new-ish. Okay, they're not new, but they're not expired. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation. I got this last year during the summer, and this is in shade medium 8. This is a great foundation. I really liked how it looked on my skin, but it's just, I haven't worn it in a long time because it's just way too dark for me right now. So I am going to hang on to it though, just because I think that in the summertime when I get a little bit more tan, then it will work. This is the Fenty foundation in the shade 210. This is one of my favorite foundations. I also have shade 190. There's like the tiniest bit in this one. This is like my wintry shade. This is more like my right now shade. So this is actually might be a little bit too light for me right now, but 190 and 210. I really like the Fenty foundation. It works really well for my oily skin. So keeping those. Oh my gosh. Okay, I used to love this foundation, and then I wore it, unfortunately, to my mom's wedding because it was like my go-to full coverage long wear foundation, and it was a disaster. Like, it separated on me a lot. My face just looked really dry and really old. It was like embarrassing when I looked into the mirror. I went to the restroom and looked in the mirror and I was like, I think I like gasped out loud. It was so bad. And so I don't know what happened, if it was just, this looks like it's for sure expired now. Maybe that's what it was, because it's all like liquidy in there. It's totally separated. Anyways, it was just bad. And I don't know what happened, because I used to love this foundation and talk about it all the time on my channel, but not anymore. Like it was disgusting. So let me set that down nicely in there so it doesn't explode. But the Marc Jacobs, whatever that is called, foundation, Remarkable Foundation, is a no-go. This is the Dior Backstage Foundation. This is a newer one in the shade 2W, so I'm gonna keep this just because it's nice for like summertime. This, I don't know. Okay, so this is a highlighter. This is the Becca Champagne Pop Liquid Highlighter. Okay, I have this one too, so I need to make a decision. I'm gonna get rid of it. So I have the Marc Jacobs Do You drops, and then I also have this Champagne Pop liquid foundation, or liquid highlighter. And I don't really love either one of these, but if I had to pick one, I would choose this one over this one. So I'm gonna get rid of this, and I'm gonna hold on to the Marc Jacobs one for right now until I find something that I like better. I really wanna try and I've been saying this forever, I really wanna try the Charlotte Tilbury, what are they called? Kate Loves Makeup was talking about them not too long ago. You know what I'm talking about. It's like the Hollywood Filter, if that sounds right. Sounds right. Maybe. I don't know. Anyways, it's like a liquid highlighter from Charlotte Tilbury, and it looks really nice. Flawless filter. But I just have yet to try it out because so many people, it's either like you love it and it's the best thing ever, or you think it's the worst product on the market. So I haven't gone for it yet, but this looks bad, so I am going to get rid of it. This is the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Longwear High Cover Foundation. This is in the shade 6 again, and this is actually a really good foundation. I wore this foundation, did I? I don't think I would have worn a foundation with SPF for my wedding, but I think that this was one of the front runners for foundation for my wedding. So this is a really great foundation if you're looking for something with good coverage and that's meant for oily skin. And the only reason why I would be getting rid of it right now is because I think that it's just expired. It's separated in the bottle a little bit, so it's just better safe than sorry, you know? Bare Minerals Bare Pro Foundation. This is a great foundation. This is super underrated in my opinion. Again, if you have oily skin, even oily combination skin, and you want something that's like medium to full coverage, I would recommend this foundation. I do have it in 2 shades. I have 18 Pecan, which is more my summer shade, and then I have 15 Sandalwood, which is more like my non-self-tanned, like regular, normal skin day, skin tone color. So I'm gonna hold on to those. This one I'm going to get rid of just because I think that it's almost gone anyways, and it's really old. This is the Lancome Teint Idole 24-hour makeup. Looks like this. And this is also a really good foundation. All of these are going to be meant more for like oily combination skin because that's the skin type that I have. But also most of them have more of a natural or matte finish just simply because of my skin type. That's usually the kind of foundation that I go for. It used to be one of my favorite foundations. This is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup. This is in the shade 4.0. This is probably expired too, so I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. But I would still recommend this if you have oily skin. The great thing about this is that it is a really thin formula, and so it doesn't feel like cake face on your face. And I just think that you get a really flawless looking application with this, even though it feels really lightweight. So I do like this foundation. I think it's just a little old. Okay, this one is for sure gonna go only because, again, I think it's expired and there's not very much in there anyways. But this used to be a really good foundation that I would wear all the time, simply because it is great for oily skin, but it's also hydrating, so it's not going to make your skin look really dull and dry. This is the Smashbox Studio Skin Foundation. The writing is like almost completely worn off on there, but trust me, that's what it is. And I am in the shade 2.1. This is a really great foundation if you, especially if you have combination skin, if you want something to last a long time, if you want something to be, you know, like matte but not totally flat and sucking all the moisture out of your face. So that one's really good. Estee Lauder Double Wear. This is in shade 2W2. I haven't worn this in so long, but I am wearing it today, and I'm kind of like, dang. This mixed with this Christian Dior one is really nice because the this one kind of like liquefies the Double Wear a little bit, so it's not quite as like thick, and I really like how it turned out. I mean, I've had this makeup on for like 5 or 6 hours now, but when I first put it on, it looked really good. This I'm getting rid of. I've always hated this. This was also sent to me. This is the Lancome to Idol stick makeup. So this is just the stick formulation of the other one that I just showed. It just never really looked good on my skin. Even having oily skin, it looked really dry on me. I know a lot of people really love this foundation, but it just didn't work out for me. So if you love it, I believe you, because a lot of people say that they really like it, but it wasn't for me. This one is one that I cannot part with, even though it's getting old. This is the Dior Nude Air foundation. I have had this for longer than I'd like to admit, but I just am not ready to get rid of it just yet. So there's that. This I can totally get rid of. This is so old, and this is the Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua. I mean, this is a nice foundation, but it's just not worth the price in my opinion. This one I've had forever too, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of it. This is the Dior Forever Perfect Makeup Foundation. This was the formula that they had before they came out with the Forever Foundation in a glowy formula and in a matte formula. So this has seen better days, and it's just, I think we're going to call it quits with this one. It's still a lot, but my basket is getting full, okay? So now I am left with these foundations here. And then I feel like I'm gonna kind of mark on a calendar, you know, like what today is, so that way the next time, like, I don't know, maybe in like 2 months or something, I can look back at these, and if I haven't used them even once, then I'm gonna get rid of them. So let's put this back in there. And I'll put my concealers away too. Okay, I'm feeling good about this so far.